Welcome back to the Now Morning Show. Limitless is the perfect word to describe our next guest and her 5-day holistic workshop style camp taking place right here in Sweet TNT. Dr. Daniel Elliott, the founder of Bright Antilles, joins us this morning for an engaging conversation that is going to change the younger generation. Good morning, Dr. Elliott, and welcome to the show.
Thank you so much. Thanks for being.
It's a pleasure to have you with us this morning, and really excited about this fresh and practical learning experience that you have created. Let's talk a little bit about Camp Limitless. What is it? Well,
it's a 5-day, I call it a workshop style holistic camp. Workshop style because it's a small group camp, unlike lots of camps where there are so many kids. I made it a small group camp so that there could be some time for individualized attention. And the reason that it's a holistic camp is it's educational, but I don't like to treat kids like just a brain at a desk.
Right.
They're whole people, mind, body, spirit, heart, emotions. And so the goal of the camp ultimately is to give kids who come to the camp the tools and some strategies on how to be successful in school and really beyond school as well.
And that's something that's so critical, especially with the younger generation, because we do tend to push them through school. And as you said, brains at a desk. So being able to see the entire person, that holistic approach, is going to make a difference. Now, when we speak about children, what age group are you looking at?
Well, this camp, and this excites me because there are so few camps that actually fill this gap. This is for kids who are teens and tweens, I say. So 12 to 15, that's kind of the sweet spot. Students who are entering Form 1, 2, or 3 in September. That's the ideal.
Wonderful. And yes, it is something that definitely is needed. Now, let's talk about your key focus areas for this. We've spoken about education. I know that you've also brought some other things into the mix aside from the mind, body, and spirit. Can you share that with us?
Sure. Well, I'll share the education part first, and I'll get to that as well, because I know lots of parents are listening for that. Unlike lots of lessons and things that we do with our kids' extracurricular, what this camp does is not subject-specific learning, like Spanish, math lessons. It gives tools and strategies for success across the curriculum.
Okay.
So it's things like, frankly, the things we tell our kids all the time: go and study. Have you done your homework? Have you prepared for exams? But we don't teach them how to study,
right?
How to take notes, how to prepare for exams. So we cover some of that, and those are skills that they can use throughout school, frankly, into college and beyond. And then there's the other stuff. And the other stuff is about building emotional intelligence and emotional fitness, giving them some tools that are combinations of meditation, mindfulness, and other practices that frankly allow them to get to know themselves better and be able to manage this self, be able to manage stress, understand how they're feeling, have a bigger vocabulary about emotions, and just frankly being able to manage the life that's about to come at you as you're beginning secondary school, when so many things are changing.
And definitely, that is so true. Many remember, and those who are going into it, when you step into secondary school, it's going into this entirely different world. And you're not prepared. You think you are, but that's the thing with life. You're never really that prepared. So you should be as prepared as you can be. Now, what made you decide it's time to do this Limitless experience?
Well, Bright Antilles, my company, the goal is to provide innovative learning solutions. So I like to look at where I see there's a crack or a need or something missing. And frankly, in 2018, when I did one of the first camps in Trinidad and Tobago, I met students who were at the end of secondary school getting ready to prepare them for CSEC. And I kept having the same thought over and over, Natasha. I wish I'd met this kid 2 years before, 3 years before. And so it was finally like, okay, I'm going to do a camp that meets them as they're transitioning into secondary school or in the early years, and see if we can make a difference there.
Well, you definitely are making a difference, that's for sure. Now, seeing that we have Limitless here in 2023, one of the things that's quite interesting is that you have more than one session, let's say, or camp session for children. Can you share with us when your dates are in particular?
Oh, yes. Well, we have a camp in progress right now, and that one's really closed at this point. But what's available is the last camp, which is next week. It runs from the 21st to the 24th. Did I even get my own dates right? I think so.
Yeah, the 21st to the 25th.
21st to the 25th. It's Monday to Friday. And the camp goes from 9 a.m. to 4 p.m., which is a really full and intense day. But we break it up and make sure that it's fun and engaging for young people.
And this is something, you said it's a full and intense day. So what time does it start? What time does it finish?
Yeah, we start at 9 a.m. and we finish at 4 p.m. But we break every 25, 30 minutes. Usually to move around, because that's the other part of this. We're giving a chance for the mind to work, for the emotions to get practiced, but for the body to move as well. So like one of the things we do is yoga.
Oh, great.
We're not pulling the ankle behind the neck. It's not seriously intense, but I'm finding a lot of, especially teens, they haven't taken on a practice for themselves of how to move, how to stretch, how to get your body regulated and understand some of how it's working. So
Also noticed as well, taking a look at Camp Limitless, that you offer some theatre exercises as well. Have you found that that is something which assists the children when it comes to being able to find that balance?
Absolutely. I think it's invaluable, frankly. And we do a lot of improv style games. And as I was saying to the kids in the camp just yesterday, as they're all laughing and falling on the floor, just letting you guys know, we're actually working here. A lot of this was, in the particular game, was learning to build eye contact.
Okay.
And strengthen that nervousness that they can sometimes have in dealing with people. So it's going to help their communications, whether it's with their peers or talking with teachers or making a presentation in front of your class. That kind of thing. So theater games are great for that. Plus, they're fun.
They are fun, definitely. And so you've already had the first one. I know we were discussing before we started how the first one is going thus far. Have you already seen a change in some of these children who have attended when it comes to the way they carry themselves, their confidence, their communication, and so much more?
I think sometimes in the middle of the camp, it's a bit early to say, but there are two moments that really delight me, and that may actually, I think, when I reflect, be the best examples of this. One is we're sitting on, I move them around the room too. So we have a little corner, we call it, I think they've called it the chill chair for some reason.
Makes sense.
And they're all sitting there. And they finally, you can tell it, like they get it, they get an idea that I've been proposing and talking about. And it started with some heavy sounding stuff, neuroscience and social behavioral science, but I was talking about how memory and the brain works, and then connecting that to, okay, if you know this, how would it help you to study? And we make the connection, and I see them nod, and then somebody goes, wait, so if I study the most difficult thing in this order, and I arrange the notes, and then I get the stuff I know, and then I do that, that's it, and the other person goes, wait, you could do that in an exam too. And they kind of turn to each other as though they've discovered it, which is the most exciting thing for as a teacher. And and I think I can see that child going off and using that tool because it's almost like they've come to it themselves.
Exactly, and it's going to sit with them and go through all walks of life. Before we close, where is the camp located and where can we get more information? Oh,
absolutely. So the camp is located in Barataria. We're just about 10 minutes from the Maritime Center. And information's available on any of our social media platforms. So we're on Facebook at Bright Antilles or Instagram at bright.antilles. Or they can call, can I give the number?
Of course.
774-6096.
Wonderful. Dr. Elliott, thank you for being with us this morning. Looking forward to seeing this continue throughout the years as well, because of course it's about the youth and they are our future.
Absolutely.
Trinidad and Tobago Limitless, a 5-day holistic workshop style camp, is happening right here in Sweet T&T for tweens and teens. So make sure that you get more information and make sure that you stay tuned to the Now Morning Show because your birthdays are coming up next.